Respect, bro.
Great work.
Appreciate it.
Great work. It was good.
We're going to train again. Easy.
There is a saying, I would say, there's a saying that a happy fighter makes a dangerous fighter, in the sense that if you put them in the right environment and their brain is receptive of what they're being taught, they're going to be more in tune with what they're going through.
3, 2, 1, let's go.
So I'm actually like, give me more, give me more, give me more.
That's his mindset in everything he does, whether it's training, whether it's work, whether it's helping other people.
With just days remaining before fight night, Anthony Joshua is completely focused, and everything coming from his camp shows a fighter taking this matchup very seriously.
You know, so I use YouTube a lot, where there's a lot of videos what I listen to, and I update it, and I can always revert back to it when I'm feeling low to get a bit of motivation. Fear comes in many forms. There's some things that I can't get over and I'll always be scared of, but I take the positive from it. Like, I'm never so confident I'm gonna win. It's probably the fact that I'm scared to fail.
Coaches aren't meant to understand that you're tired. Coaches aren't meant to understand that you have emotions. Coaches are just supposed to look at you like you're a machine, and they just want results. I may be tired, but I just got to bite down on my gum shell, because if I can perform to an elite level when I'm tired, imagine what I can do when I've got rest and when I've got energy. I've been through them days where I'm looking for sympathy and you just don't get it in sport, but you don't get it. I always knew there could be the most talented fighter out there, especially in our industry. If they can't sell tickets, they can't put bombs on seats, they'll never showcase their skills to the world, no matter how good they are. And that's why I say you have to have marketability and you have to have ability. And when you bring those two worlds together, it's a recipe for success.
There is no relaxed attitude and no exhibition mindset, only intense preparation as AJ sharpens his fitness, tightens his combinations, and commits to a controlled, pressure-driven strategy. This is not about hype or gimmicks. It is about precision, control, and entering the ring with nothing overlooked.
To stay humble means treat the person who is beneath you in a different class to the same person who's above you in a different class. It's an equal playing field, and we have to treat everyone with the same respect. And that's why, you know, people fight for equality. And I think that's important, and that's why I mix stay hungry and stay humble together in such a fine way that they gel together well. Stay hungry, stay humble.
Joshua understands the scale of the moment, the harsh spotlight, and the massive expectations, and that is exactly why his approach has been strictly professional.
That's it, and again. Good, and again. Good, 2 more. 1 more of them. Good.
You have to find it within yourself. If I've got to tell you to get up, and I've got to tell you to go to work, and I've got to tell you to do everything, then until that person stops telling you, you're never going to be able to achieve anything. So that's the best piece of advice I've been given, is find it within yourself to be motivated. You've been blessed with a brain, heart for emotions, spiritual connection.
As the countdown continues, the message from his camp is simple. AJ is not easing his way in. He is fully committed and determined to leave nothing to chance when he steps through the ropes. On the other side, Jake Paul is also deep into training, working with larger sparring partners and refining his movement as he prepares for the biggest challenge of his boxing career.
There's very clear paths to being able to beat Anthony Joshua. Something about him. I was supposed to fight Gervonta and then go and fight Joshua maybe next year. When Gervonta got into his whole fiasco, Joshua was one of the first names on the list. I would say he's definitely was surprised and maybe thought I was just all talk and not actually wanting to do it and just saying it for hype. I think that's what a lot of people think when I say crazy things like fighting Canelo or Bud or Joshua. So I think he was actually surprised to get the deal done.
The confidence is still there, but the work shows awareness of what lies ahead. longer rounds, stronger defense, and constant focus on handling pressure. With time running out, Jake's camp is putting less energy into talk and more into preparation, knowing this is not just another crossover moment, but a fight that will shape how seriously his boxing path is viewed.
I don't want to ask you about a prediction for Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua because I think a lot of people know what will happen, but is it dangerous for Jake Paul to be taking on a big heavyweight? You're a heavyweight, man. I wouldn't want to get punched by you here. Is it very dangerous for Jake Paul to be taken?
I mean, no matter what it is, it can be an exhibition fight or whatever fight it is. When two guys step over that rope and they got bad intentions or they ready to throw blows, it's always bad. You got to understand that boxing is a dangerous business and the head is not meant to be hit in the first place. Doctors will always tell you the head is not meant to be hit, the body is not meant to be hit, the head is not meant to be, the brain is not meant to be shook.
As Jake Paul's camp sharpens its focus, the wider boxing debate has also intensified, with Jim White, Simon Jordan, and Adola Depot discussing the bout on TalkSport as a mix of spectacle and serious consequence. With the fight just 1 week away in Miami, they acknowledged the huge commercial appeal while questioning how the matchup was approved, pointing to Florida's history of allowing unconventional fights. Jordan emphasized that Paul's position is driven more by business power than boxing achievement, noting that while Paul brings viewers and subscriptions, the gap between him and a former unified heavyweight champion is still very clear.
If AJ was fighting an area level heavyweight now, it wouldn't go beyond a round. I'd expect AJ to get rid of him, let alone AJ being 40 pounds heavier. The Americans look at AJ slightly different to how we do. They look at him as someone that's washed up. When he was in their country, he got beat by Andy Ruiz, who's not gone on to do anything. If Andy Ruiz went on to have this glittering career, then it maybe would have made that defeat look a lot bigger. They watched him recently get defeated by Daniel Dubois. They think he's done. So they don't have respect for him maybe the way we do over here. So Jake thinks he can win. I've been around Jake and he's delusional, but he's very strong-minded. So he thinks he can win, but there's no way this should go beyond 3 minutes.
Who's the A-side? Who walks into the ring first?
AJ walks into the ring first, so Jake Paul's the A-side.
White steered the conversation toward the financial reasons elite fighters accept such bouts. Olau added balance by crediting Paul for increasing boxing's visibility through modern media. Together, they agreed that despite the hype, this is a real fight with real danger. If Joshua fails to deal with Paul decisively, it could disrupt carefully planned future moves. From their perspective and likely yours, curiosity will drive massive viewership, but once the bell sounds, boxing's unforgiving order is expected to take over.
I think I heard you mention there are two behemoths involved here. How is Jake Paul a behemoth?
He's a behemoth in terms of his following and in terms of the pulling power he has. He's now, whether hardcore boxing fans want to admit this, he's one of the faces of boxing. And that's saying something. Like, the amount of people that put their hands up to want to fight Jake Paul when they realised the Gervonta Davis fight weren't happening. He can... Like, Alexander Usyk says he wants to fight him. Like that's the one of the biggest names in the sport. There aren't that many people.
You love this sport, Addy, and you love working in it. Is it an uncomfortable truth, if you like, that Jake Paul is part of the top flight boxing scene?
As the TalkSport discussion highlighted the commercial weight and regulatory questions around Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua, attention shifted to reactions from fighters, especially Michael Bisping. Responding to high-profile predictions favoring Paul, Bisping showed clear disbelief at the idea of Joshua being knocked out by a YouTuber-turned-boxer, even while admitting how strange it feels that the fight is real. He referenced comments from Tyson Fury, who said he would back Paul to score a knockout, and Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson, who suggested Joshua's past stoppage.
We had Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury, a tremendous world champion, one of the best boxers of his generation. Apparently, and I don't know if he's serious, but he says that he put £1 million on Jake Paul to knock out Anthony Joshua.
Seriously? Jake Paul chins AJ, yes, they fight. Are you serious? 100%. If they fight, I'm putting £1 million on Jake Paul.
Now, we know, first of all, that Tyson Fury doesn't really like Anthony Joshua. So maybe he's just saying that. Maybe he's talking shit. Or has he really put £1 million on? Because if he has, I want to see that betting slip. And could you imagine if it came in? I don't know what the odds on Jake Paul knocking him out are, but they're going to be pretty big.
From Bisping's view, those takes lack credibility when weighed against Joshua's Olympic background, top-level experience, and proven record against elite heavyweights. While he acknowledged Paul's improvement, power, and willingness to face danger, Bisping described the growing belief in Paul as a sign of how distorted modern boxing discussion has become rather than an honest look at competitive reality. He grounded his argument in boxing basics, stressing that Joshua is not just a famous name but a seasoned heavyweight with speed, timing, and finishing ability Paul has never faced. He dismissed the idea that Joshua needs to fight cautiously, pointing out that Joshua has repeatedly stood his ground and broken down big opponents, citing
Anthony Joshua to have to dance around the ring, get on his bike, play cat and mouse, dancing around, picking shots and stick and move. No way. Remember what Anthony Joshua did to Francis Ngannou in Saudi Arabia? He stood there, toe to toe, waited for the opening, threw a right hand. It was like absolute lightning and the power was crippling. Every single right hand that Anthony Joshua threw, he dropped Francis Ngannou, who is a gigantic human being who does have truly one-punch knockout power, as we know.
I need to knock him out.
I like that.
So Mighty Mouse, love you, bro, but what on earth are you talking about? Let's carry on.
Addressing rumors that the fight could be staged or softened by secret agreements, Bisping leaned on Eddie Hearn's strong denials and the legal structure of professional boxing, explaining that the damage to reputations and regulation would be massive if such claims were true. From this viewpoint, and likely yours, Bisping's conclusion was clear. While the spectacle draws attention, this is still a real fight with real danger. And if anyone is likely to suffer from misreading the gap between hype and heavyweight reality, it will not be Anthony Joshua. Looking at everything together, Joshua's locked-in camp, Paul's intense but defensive-focused preparation, the TalkSport skepticism from Jim White, Simon Jordan, and Adoladepo, and Bisping's firm rejection of upset talk all paint one picture. This fight is marketed as spectacle, but it carries serious heavyweight consequences. Respect is due to Jake Paul for taking the risk and committing to boxing, but effort and ambition do not erase years of elite experience, size, timing, and finishing power. We can argue
suggestions that the fight might be fixed, but also from people in the boxing world that look at this as a spectacle and look at this as a circus, a sideshow, a freak show attraction, and also something that is extremely dangerous. Because if this is a real fight, and apparently it is, so we'll go with that, there's a very good chance that somebody gets hurt. And I'm sorry to say, because I love Mighty Mouse, it ain't gonna be Anthony Joshua.
I mean, we seen the Mike Tyson, that was all fun, that was cute, you know what I'm saying? It's fun and games and stuff, but now you're dealing with a real professional, you know, and so we'll see how it ends up you know, like I said, I think it's...
From where I stand and where you are watching, this feels less like an even mystery and more like a test of how long Paul can manage danger before heavyweight reality takes control. My pick is Anthony Joshua by early stoppage. Not because Jake lacks heart, but because boxing has a harsh way of proving that levels matter. At heavyweight, those lessons come fast. To sum it up, this fight sits where ambition, business, and heavyweight truth meet. Anthony Joshua is treating this as a serious professional task. Jake Paul is entering the most dangerous fight of his career. And most voices across the sport agree that hype cannot outrun reality forever. That does not remove the intrigue or courage involved, but it does make the stakes clear. This is not just content, it is consequence. Now I want your view. Is there something about Jake Paul we are missing, or does this end like most heavyweight mismatches once the bell rings? Share your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to The King Boxing. See you next time.